Hi, how's everybody doing today? This is Sean. I'm here with another video, and I'm just going to try to explain this to everybody because people are having a hard time understanding what's actually going on. I get emails of saying, hey, they're violating our Constitution, the government's doing this, doing that. I'm trying to tell you folks, the government's broke. It's been broke for a while. What happened is before 1913, you would be able to buy a piece of property and you would be able to own it outright. Okay, it would be your property. And when 1913 came, they abolished, the Federal Reserve started, and that's actually what the Rothschilds been doing. Families, one family, YouTube, not a whole entire population of people. I'm talking about one family. They're not even real Jewish people. They're Ashkenazi, these Jews. They're from what we call Ukraine today. That was all full of Khazarian, and that's what these folks are. They're Khazarians, and it goes all the way back into the Bible. Okay, and God warned you of these people. They changed their name, and what they're going to do, if they ever get caught, they're already got a plan to set up the Jewish people to take the fall for it, the whole people, and that's what they're trying to do. But there's only 1% of these criminals, and they're demons. And they're running their stuff from Switzerland. That's where they keep all the money. And they use the Templar Knights and the Freemasons and all these organizations to defend them against anybody or anything that gets in their way. And the only thing that gets in their way is that if you was to try to get rid of their monetary system, which is a complete Ponzi scheme. The fractional banking, usury, it was outlawed. And here's a little historical fact. When Hitler became prime minister over in Germany, when he was prime minister of Germany, he did two things. And the first two things he did was he outlawed pornography and homosexuality. He did that. And then he also got rid of usury. And usury is what, when you borrow money off people, they charge interest. Well, the interest that was being charged by the Ashkenazi Jews, interest was so high that people had to literally have wheelbarrows of money to go buy bread. It's a historical fact. So when he got rid of that in 6 years, he developed. Germany was one of the most powerful countries on the face of the earth at the time, and he arrested one of the Rothschild family members. I gotta go in there and see if I can fix this. Sorry, it turns off. I'm used to, I'm used to two phones to do this. So we're going to hear what this guy's saying. And the reason I'm explaining all this to you is because he can say this because he already knows the inside thing. In 1913, they wiped out the American, they signed it, America into, pretty much a corporation. It was done in 1871 when they made the America into a corporation and abolished the first Constitution of the United States. So you have two constitutions. The original one was written in 1776, and the second one was written in 1871, and that made America a corporation. Then in 1913, the Rothschilds came in. America was broke, and they made a deal with them, started Federal Reserve, the Ponzi scheme, fractional banking, where they just make money out of thin air. If you go into the bank and you borrow $30,000, you do not have $30,000. You are the $30,000. Okay, you made your own money. They use you and then create $30,000 out of thin air, which is not even physical, and it's illegal and unconstitutional. And even in banking world, it's a Ponzi scheme. Okay, the only people that win are the ones up top. So, and in 1933, FDR finished it off. Okay, FDR signed the country completely over to international bankers and the Rothschild family and the Queen of England. They owned all the property and everything like that because they're in debt. And that's why he confiscated all the gold, because the Rothschilds wanted gold as a down payment. And the agreement was, when the Rothschilds took over America with England, that everything will be the same except it's just going to be paper. It's all fictitious. None of this really matters. It's all going to be for show. Congress, the Senate, they have no power. They have nothing. Everything that's passed is because of what these folks say and do. It's not, you have no power, you have nothing. Okay, folks, I'm sorry to tell you that, but that's how it is. So what they did, They made the birth certificate, and that birth certificate is how they sold us individually to the Rothschild family in the Bank of England, which is the English crown. So English crown, and what they did is that your birth certificate is worth a certain amount of money, and they put your birth certificate on the stock market without your. That's why I did a video of the straw man to let you see what show you what's going on with that. So that's how they did this, folks. And then the value, today's value of the United States of America is $558 billion, roughly give or take a little here or there, $558 billion, and we are $33,000 in debt, $33,000 trillion in debt. And that's the 33 that they throw in your face. There's no way that any of us or our family members for the next 10 generations will ever come close to paying that off. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You are legally a fucking slave to these people. It's economical terrorism, as I've been saying since in the 90s, dude. I got kicked out of fucking class one time in college over arguing about economics on this and that was turned into a political class. I'm like, dude, we live under a corporate, you live under a republic. I was like, dude, we don't live under none of that. It's a corporation. It literally says it in the Constitution, in 1871, the Act of Congress. So you can't argue with people that don't want to know the truth because it's just too much to take in. I understand that. I'm not telling you quit your jobs. I'm not telling you any of that shit. The only way to fix this, though, 100% fix this, is have a worldwide strike, starting in America. Everybody go on strike. Every occupation, everybody. Until these people are held accountable. And when I mean accountable, military from all around the world arrest these people and hold them up for high crimes against humanity and treason, the Logan Act. There's so many crimes. I'm a novice and I know this, okay? But there's no law and order in America, nor is there any law anywhere. It's all contractual law. And that's why these people can get away with it, because they literally own the country and they can make up whatever rules they want. And that's what they are. That's why you got statues, speeding statues. And then the cop says, do you understand what I'm saying? No, you don't understand what they're saying. You don't stand under them. Everything that they say is a trick word and shit like that. So I'm trying to teach you folks what's actually going on and why this dick can say this kind of shit. Well, let's take a listen.
Hi, how's everybody doing today?
That's me on my other video, sorry.
I found
I'm actually,
share this with
see
you
what he's talking.
From this scumbag Schwab and what he really thinks about us.
Yeah, exactly.
What he's trying to do. And this dude talking is Harry Vox. He's a cinematographer. He's world renowned for a few movies he's done, and he's been calling out these types of people for a while. Now, my original channel, and I'm still up right now, but I don't know for how long, is Sean Sweeney, and that's my original channel, and this is my backup channel called Grifter Busters. And I wanted to say, one of my friends over...
I already said this in my other video. I was trying to do this. I'm trying to learn how to fast forward this thing a little bit, but this...
And the results
I have a
Tom?
problem finding this. Okay, sorry. I had a problem. I just got this iPhone, so I'm just learning about it. But, okay, let's hear what this guy's going to say.
Right? There would be elite military units that would say, all right, let's clean up this mess. And they would take care of Mr. Klaus Schwab. So people assume we are just going back to the good old world which we had, and everything will be normal again in how we are used to normal. It's the old fashion. This is, let's say, fiction. It will not happen. This is, let's say, fiction. It will not happen. Let's say, fiction. It will not happen. It's the historical moments of time, not only to fight the virus, but to shape the system for the need for the post-corona era. We need a great reset. Gentlemen, I have a plan.
The fact of the matter, I just like to say this.
The fact, this is, it's breathtaking what these people are saying. This fella literally took the time to write down what he was going to say on a teleprompter, okay? That's how confident and secure they are about what's going on. At this point, you don't care if you know what's going on. Can you not see that? The New World Order was already established. The only thing that kept it from going is when we, unfortunately, we had to have a lot of people pass away in wars against the English, because that's who wanted to start this stuff. I think it was King Charles, okay, and he wanted to start a new world order. He already had 50 countries that were going to go with it, and then he would rule them, and they would just report back to him, and that's how it was. It was a family of 13. They was trying to establish that, and that's what they do. These folks, you don't know how much money, dude. They can just print money anytime they want to. See, they are liberated, and you're emancipated, which means you have few to none rights. The only rights you have is really to rent your home out, because you're renting. You own your home, but you don't own the property. So what the fuck are you going to do with the home? You know what I mean? This is how they get you with wording and stuff. So when I show videos, and I'm doing this, and one day they're going to come after people like me for putting out the truth, and you cowards don't do nothing about it, but say stupid shit about videos that people are trying to do and wake you up to help you to get ready for this fuckery that's coming. You haven't seen anything. Once they go to digital currency, it's done, dude. Dude, it's already done with credits and stuff. Do you understand? Credit cards and credit scores is just, it's evil. It's foul. It's the biggest type of socialism and fascism. It's actually fascism. The word fascism comes from the word fast. And that's a tool that these assholes made around the 17th century or even before that fucking was used to hack people up. It was like a little axe on the end of it with multiple wood layered together and glued together. And it was a sharp piece, and they used to decapitate people that disagreed with their government. So therefore, that word fast, which turned into fascist. So that's what they do. They censor you. That's decapitating your body, your physical body, from making any kind of comments or putting the word out on any kind of platform. These are evil creatures. They're demons. They already know their judgment. They're damned to hell, these people that are involved in this. All these Hollywood actors, there's not one of them in there that isn't into something, and they're prideful, they're greedy, the whole entire thing. You know, everything you know about that kind of stuff has all been a lie, and you can find out for yourself. But people don't want to do it. They just want to live in this world. And this world's going to change. This guy's telling you. It ain't going to be no taking your boat out fishing when you want to. It ain't going to be you fishing or buying Pokemon cards for your kids or going to a baseball game or doing anything that you want to travel. They're going to make it to where you have to be in areas, you know, where they tell you, oh, it's going to rain great, where you're going to be and where you're not going to be. And you ain't going to do shit about it. Because these douchebags are the only reason why they have not taken over everything and every aspect of our lives is because we are a sovereign people. You're not a corporate entity, folks. You're a living, breathing human being that God gave life to, and your mother and father, you were lucky. You know, you're lucky. Your birthday is one of the greatest days ever. God celebrates your birthday because He gave you life on that day. You are special to God. No matter what anybody says about you, no matter what you think you look like, you are special to God, and Jesus loves you because you are God's creation. And I mean the Lord in heaven, Yeshua Christ, is coming back for you folks, and I pray for you. I do. Anything that you think that you've done bad in your life, folks, you multiply that by millions, and this is what they do on a daily. Do you understand how evil this system is, this economical fractional banking system, how evil this is? Do you realize how many people have died because of this? How many people have lost everything because of people making decisions for multiple millions of people? No one has a right to make a decision for 250 million people or 300 million people in America. One person does not have a right to do that. We don't live in a democracy, folks. It's a corporate oligarchy. And we don't live in a democratic republic. We live in a corporate oligarchy. Thomas Jefferson warned everybody about this. Thomas Paine warned everybody. Dude, most of you people don't read. Go out and get these literature. These books are $4 and $5 a piece on the internet. You can read and learn about how life is supposed to be in the Bible, obviously, the King James Bible. I got all this stuff I read, man. Look, I got a whole table full of books. I read this every day. And then I got a little Constitution you can buy, this book, the original. That's what I'm talking about. I learn. Seeing the psychology, how the psychology works, Abraham Maslow. Then I have this book, this Treasure of Philosophy, that has all types of different things in it. I do that and read my Bible and work it all out. And then it's got this book at the Dollar Tree, which I haven't even read this. It's talking about how to convince people when you're right and using facts, and they still don't get it. So, trying to stop smoking cigarettes is difficult, but I can do it. Right now I'm smoking one, and so I've been working, putting a garden together, trying to get green peppers and stuff and things like that. So I'm going to show you guys what I do about that, how I grow them in a box. That way, if you're in an apartment or something, you don't have to worry about tearing the landlord's land up or anything. You just grow the stuff in a box. There's nothing you can do about this at this point. Individually, you cannot do anything but tell people about it. We need everybody to do something about this. And the way to do something about this is the way Gandhi did something about it. And that is not comply to anything they tell you to do. They can't take 200 million people. Don't go to the streets. Don't do none of that. If everybody stopped working it would take less than 2 days to get this sorted out. They'd have to figure something out. There wouldn't be nobody doing anything. These people are losing you. Oh, man. The king was saying he's for the people. How is he for the people when he has a servant around him 24 hours a day? That's not for the people. You're ruling people. These people are still a monarchy. It's sad to this day that people are following these dicks around, fucking worshiping kings and queens. All the murder and shit they've done to people, all the wars they started, all the famines and everything you can imagine that demons do. You folks are lost to celebrate that type of stuff. They're evil people. You don't think that England's not being run by their fucking parliament. It's all, the king has all the money. He has more money than the government. His jewels and property alone is just out. You can't imagine how much it's worth. Some of it's priceless. Jewels he stole from other kings and queens and stuff over the years, these family members. Then they're talking about Harry, whatever. He walked away from it. What the fuck are you talking about? The guy lives in a $10 million fucking apartment. You know what I mean? These people you don't think he's going to walk away with no money? Oh, he's going to go get a job down at Subway to support the family, and she's going to do whatever she's doing? Get the fuck out of here, folks. People are stupid to believe that kind of shit. I'm sorry, I get mad, and I'm trying not to use profanity, but good oh God. The level of stupidity that flows on this YouTube with people are so blind, and you try to tell them to help them, because when you lose your fucking home and your house and people are mortgaging and trying to sell everything they can, then they're going to tax you on that. Like, did you make $600 last year? Yeah, I had to sell my shit because I had to pay my fucking my mortgage on my house. Well, we're going to have to tax you on that, fella. Do you understand how evil that shit is? You shouldn't be taxed on any of your working wages. They had this whole thing sorted out in back in the day. And everybody had land, everybody had money, until these fucking criminals came along. You're dealing with a cabal, a mafia cabal, a banking cartel. Dude, I read an article the other day. They said if they arrested every drug cartel in the world, if they got all the cartels, the whole banking system would fold. Because that's where their money goes. They don't want fucking launder money. That's why nobody stops drugs from coming into the countries. Because they make money off of it. The banking system would fucking stop, he said. Their banks would fold. Can you imagine that? And you wonder, hey, why is there drugs everywhere? Which they should be legal anyway. I don't give a fuck what people do with themselves as long as they don't hurt anybody or cause any problems. The problem is there's no crimes being committed, and laws are being enforced about no crimes being committed. And people are just letting it go by. I told everybody in the 90s when that fucking DUI thing came around, that grift they pulled on people, these people were drinking and driving down the street here at Daytona, the fucking prosecutors in Daytona. I worked at a restaurant. I used to watch them get blasted, stone fucking drunk on Friday and Saturdays and get in their beamers and drive the fuck up out of there. Meanwhile, they're prosecuting people Monday through Friday for the fucking crimes they do on the week, and I saw it in my own eyes. I worked at Ocean Deck. Dude, that's what pisses me off. Hey, you're gonna make that shit and put everybody in jail for that kind of shit, even if they don't even commit a fucking accident? You're arresting people for crimes that haven't even been fucking committed yet. You don't want me to be an attorney, buddy. I would rip that whole fucking courtroom to pieces because there's no law and order in it. It's not. It's all contractual law. And if you don't apply, but you don't fucking agree with any of your contracts, the whole system fucking implodes. Just like our money system. And this dick can say that. That's why he can say that shit. Because that guy's right. If this was straight and legit, there would be a Marine outfit going after him to take him out. You would have dudes that are professional people that do that kind of shit. He wouldn't know what hit him. But it never happened. If this guy got arrested, like say he goes to Russia and got arrested, it would start World War III. Because he's a Rothschild. That's what started World War II in fucking Germany when he arrested a Rothschild. That's what happened to Andrew Jackson. He arrested a Rothschild and got rid of all the fucking Federal Reserve in America, and we had zero debt. Folks, love you, dude. I do. I love you, and I want you to be safe. And you do what you want to do, but I mean, we can't. You get at work and all this other stuff. I understand that, but just know that you know don't. If you're a fucking older person and looking to buy a house, dude, and you got nobody to leave it to. You're only buying a house. The land don't belong to you. So, just to let you know. God bless everybody here. And thank you for watching. And this is, if you could go back to my backup channel, Grifter Buster. I post there also. So, I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate your support. And God bless everybody, okay?